In this episode of BEA Conversations, we speak to Veemal Gungadin, founder and CEO of Global Signing, a tech company based in Singapore. Veemal and his team have been helping event organizers to adopt technology, but the journey hasn't been easy. At the beginning of COVID, everyone was adopting the wait and see mentality. Soon, travel restriction gave companies who are reliant on face-to-face event models impetus to make real change. What they discover is an experience that only digital events can provide. And here's what Veemal has to say.
The journey that we have been is really to not just map a physical event to the online world, but to really rethink. So what should, for example, an exhibition in the online world, in the digital world mean? So does that mean that it's just a concept of booths, or does that mean exhibitions become like the new Alibaba, where when you go online to that particular event, you see more of a marketplace? And guess what? That marketplace probably shouldn't just live during the period of the event itself. That's probably a year-long marketplace. So that's exactly what we're doing with some of our customers. So transforming, let's say, exhibitions into an online marketplace, but still have the concept of event where, let's say, during a space of 5 days, now you have a whole bunch of different like live streaming sessions happening. And we're looking at, like, for example, how is it that we're not just mapping the physical experience to online, but how with the whole digital, the whole online experience, how can we augment the experience, not just for the attendees, but also for the exhibitors? So in this case, like for example, in some of the shows that we are working on, you have the exhibitors with their camera, with their phone, going around in the factory in China, and then showcasing that to the buyers on the other side, based in the US or wherever, exactly their products, the manufacturing techniques that they have, and then asking them questions live. And that's not something you do get like when you go for an in-person exhibition. So that's the kind of thing that we are seeing, we're working on, and we're hoping as an industry itself, rather than just mapping physical to so-called virtual, there's a whole rethink of the what a digital event should be about. But where the consensus is right now is the future is going to be hybrid. It's going to be hybrid, meaning to say the next type of events that are going to come about, there will be less people coming. Why? Because confidence will be low. People will not be willing to travel or will not be able to travel. There'll be safe distancing rules being applied. So there'll be limits in terms of the capacity of events. So obviously, if you want to still do a successful and a great event, a great show, be that a seminar, be that an exhibition, be that a conference, multi-day conference, you will need to have a digital component to it, right? So that's what we call the hybrid model. And with that, look, everybody is looking at technology right now, and that's what we've been seeing. At the beginning, I remember back in February, March, I used to be talking to some well-known organizers who've been in the industry for a long time, well-respected, and lots of them would tell me, I don't believe in this whole virtual thing. I don't believe in this whole digital thing. And yes, right? But now, it's not a matter of whether you believe or not. It's a matter of no choice. But every company is having to look into it currently. Yeah.
The process of curating an engaging digital event experience costs money. For us to invest that money, how should we monetize our digital events?
I think what we shouldn't do as an industry is really, again, try to map out what has worked in the past and then continue doing it in the digital realm. Because I think the digital realm now provides us with even more opportunities, actually, right? Now, before I go to that, one of the danger we see is right now there's lots of free events going on. So this is like back in the dot-com boom days, where everything online was free, email was free. So whoever, for example, wanted to have a paid email service would fail, because Hotmail was free, Yahoo was free, eventually Gmail was free. It took the whole industry almost 20 years to come to the point where today almost everybody buy email. You pay for your email service, right? So that has changed. So I think the last thing that we want, let's say from the event industry, is to have to go through this whole long period where everything online is just free. Anyways, that's just a side note, right? Because there are actually many different ways of monetizing. And I think we should take inspiration of what's probably going on in the other industries. So for example, when you buy software these days, so we all talk about the concept of SaaS, software as a service. And one model that has really worked is, I would say, a freemium model. So meaning to say, there's a free version of the software, you subscribe for it, you can use it. Once you see the value in there, then you know what, then you can upgrade. I think that's one of the concepts we could apply with regards to event as well. Because today when you're organizing an event, right, it's difficult to open the floodgate and then you say, hey, you know what, everybody come in, and then for those who want to pay, go and pay wherever, at whatever booth, and then go attend that to the room. It's difficult to do that in the physical realm. But in the digital realm, that's very possible, because you could be organizing, let's say, a 5-day conference, 2 days conference, right? And then you could have the main session with some really well-known keynote speaker, and then making that available for free. You make that available for free on your digital venue online, and even syndicating that content at the same time live on things like Facebook, YouTube Live, so people can watch that. And those who are interested in now joining the conversation with other attendees, if you're interested in speaking to the speakers, if you're interested in attending some other workshops that are still happening during the course of the events, then you know what? During the event itself, you can upgrade and then you can attend. So we don't see that necessarily during physical events. Digital events provide you that opportunity so that you can sell tickets to your events, not just pre-event, but during the event itself. The next part in terms of monetization is what I would call on demand, right? Because today, the one thing that events have always been creating is actually content. And if you look at most of the events, they are actually creating great content, but not just great content, original content. Because when you have a speaker coming in, they have done their background work. They have prepared something which should be original, right? And then they're presenting that. So with a digital event now, you have the capability of having your event live on even beyond the event. So that after, let's say, the 1-day event, the 2 days event, or even 5 days event, that same content can now be made on demand. Now it's up to you. You could be making that content available for free, or you could still charge for that.
We finished a conversation with Veemal discussing collaborating with venues in Singapore to give delegates a better hybrid event experience.
What venues are having to do right now is to be able to show to their clients that, hey, we are ready. We are ready. We do have our beautiful space. We do have our beautiful setting. On top of that, we have a plug and play arrangement where if you want to do a hybrid event, you want to have a digital component to it, you know what? It's plug and play. You are taken care of. You don't have to worry about lighting. You don't have to worry about the videos. We have our supplies. We have the relevant equipment. You don't have to worry about the connectivity. Not just connectivity for your attendees, but connectivity for your upstream of your live streaming videos. So on our side at Global Sign-In, so what we are doing is we're working with venues specifically to enable them with this aspect. So then we become their digital partner on that, because the venues are great with what they do, with all the whole experience that you get at the physical venue itself. And then we want to complement that with the digital portion. What would it be to have a 5-star digital venue? So that's what then on our side at Global Sign-In, we went on that journey to rebuild that. So we reused some of the technologies that we already had, but we reimagined it in what would that mean for now an attendee to go to an event online, fully online, and still have a great experience. Not by trying to map what happens in the physical world, but what is it that can be even better? What is it that can be augmented? So And today we call that Give Me Live, right? So that's the product that so we tend to do an analogy with a 5-star venue. That's how we position ourselves. So what it does is, as an attendee, you register for your event in the same good old way. You register online. If it's a free event, you just register. If it's a paid event, you pay for the event, and then you get your link to attend the event. When attending the event now, so this is your check-in to the event, it's done in a secured way, in an OTP way, but once you're inside the event digital venue itself, you have what we call a single sign-in. Because now you can choose which rooms do you want to go to the main lobby. You can see an agenda, but now the agenda looks like a TV broadcast because you can now choose the channel that you want to watch. Because our vision of it is that attending an event, a digital event, should be just like watching a live TV show. It should be watching like a TV sports event where it's exciting, it's fun, and then guess what? The benefit here is because it's an event, it's not just you're watching with a great video experience, but you can now participate. So how can you participate? You can participate by chatting through the rest of the audience who are over there. You can interact by straight away getting access to the slides. You don't have to wait for the whole event to be over, for the organizer to send you the decks and all that. It's all available there. And then if, let's say, there are some content from, let's say, even sponsors that you want to view, videos, watch photos, or download the content, you can do that straight away. If you have questions that you want to ask the speakers, you can do that through a live Q&A through text. Or if, as an organizer, you want to have a smaller type of room with 30 people, 100 people even, where everybody can put on their video and then still talk to each other, you can have that as well. So, for example, on our platform, we provide the capability for organizers to do that, to sell tickets pre-event, but also during event, and give immediate access to those who upgrade. So that's what we have as our digital venue, and we'd like to put that and to compare that as a 5-star venue.